I've had it in hiding for 40 years. If anybody got possession of this piece, there would have been bloodshed and war within the families.
About 40 years ago, my great-grandfather was on a dig in Florida, and he found it. He was an archaeologist.
Well, it looks like a tusk. It looks really damn old, I'll tell you that. I mean, if it was found in North America, it could be a mastodon tusk or a woolly mammoth. I think the mastodon tusks were a little bit shorter. They were in North America for millions of years. They most likely got extinct from when man finally came to the North American continent, like 10,000, 12,000 years ago. They hit gold when they saw woolly mammoths. Really huge, slow-moving animal that was easy to hunt and that could feed everybody in a tribe instantly. Pretty soon, they were all gone. Can I call somebody to check this out?
No, I really don't have time. I need to get to work, man. I just need to get this done.
How much you looking to get out of it?
I'd like to get 800.
I mean, my problem is I don't know exactly what I'm buying. For all I know, this could be like a really short elephant tusk that's been in a fire. It gives me the vibe of being really old, but I don't know. Can you take $400 for it? I mean, my problem is I'm taking a big risk. I don't even know what it is. I don't know how rare they are.
Let's just get this done at $550.
I'll give you $500 because I don't know what I'm buying.
So no way I can get $550 for this.
If I knew what I was buying, maybe, but no. 500 is really it.
500's good.
It was the signet ring of the mafia boss, Lucky Luciano.
This used to belong to Lucky Luciano?
That was made for Lucky Luciano. I've had it in hiding for 40 years.
Why would you have it in hiding?
Because this represents his authority. If anybody got possession of this piece, until now, there would have been bloodshed and war within the families.
So how did your mom get the ring?
There's an individual whose name I cannot use that gave this to my mother. My mother was a woman who did special services for these people because she had their personal confidence. These gentlemen trusted her with things that they couldn't trust anyone else. And she was given it to protect it and to protect them from fighting amongst themselves.
Okay. It'd be pretty interesting if it was his ring. I know he was involved in the killing of Bugsy Siegel. He was associated with Arnold Rothstein, the guy who fixed the 1919 World Series.
He's pretty much credited for making the mob what it is. He took more of a business aspect to it, where he was more like a crime CEO instead of just, a thug.
If you look at the picture, that's the face of a devil. The rubies are set as the eyes, but there's even the tear. I mean, Luciano was a mobster. He killed people. I've been told by people, there's blood on that piece. Don't bring it here. I don't want to see it.
Okay. You got any paperwork on this?
You won't find any paperwork on it. I've gone to as many archives as I can come up with. I've checked with friends in the FBI. I had a person describe it to me over the phone, having never met me. And he said, oh, you mean that piece with the diamond for the heart and the rubies for the eyes? Guy had never met me before. And I said, you saw it? He goes, yeah, when I was a kid.
Since so many people are interested in mob legends, I think it's worthwhile getting some more info on this thing. Believe it or not, Las Vegas has a mob museum. I know the curator of it. This is the one guy that would actually know.
Wow. Lucky Luciano is a very big deal. When he assumed power, he implemented the commission, a board of directors for these crime families. It was a way in which they could manage territories, resolve disputes, so that they could ultimately make lots more money. If this is Lucky Luciano's ring, you'd be looking at something that would be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Do you happen to have any photographs or letters that would establish a relationship between your mother and any of these organized crime figures?
Not truly.
You're the curator of the Mob Museum. I'm sure you've seen thousands of photos of Lucky Luciano. You ever see any of them with that ring or anything like that?
This particular design is not something that I'm familiar with. Considering all the information we have, unfortunately, I just don't think we can conclude that this is Lucky Luciano's ring.
I think the piece is real.
At this point, I'd keep on doing some research. Maybe you can find a picture. Maybe you can find some evidence. But for now, there's nothing I can do. You have a piece of a $20 bill.
It is a piece of a $20 bill from the D.B. Cooper hijacking. He jumped out of a 727 in November of 1971 with $200,000.
This is cool. The only hijacking never solved. This is one of the holy grails. It was 1971. There was a plane flight. He gave the stewardess a note saying he had a bomb. He demanded a parachute and $200,000 in cash. They landed, gave him what he wanted, took back off, and he jumped out But he also jumped out in the middle of a storm at 10,000 feet where the wind chill was like 70 degrees below zero. They don't even know his real name because back then you didn't need to show a driver's license when you bought an airline ticket. This is one of the craziest unsolved mysteries ever. This guy is a legend, and despite a serious investigation by the FBI that's still going on, he's never been identified or located. So how did they actually determine that this was part of the money from D.B. Cooper?
Well, they had the serial numbers from all of the money, and even though this bill doesn't have a serial number on it, it was found with the bills that did have the serial number on it. The initials that are on this bill are actually the FBI agent who was cataloging all the pieces of the bills. And I've got a certificate of authenticity.
All right, and PCGS is more or less the gold standard when it comes to this stuff, so it's all legit. How much do you want?
I really want $2,000. Some of the larger fragments go for way more money than that.
But there's also the possibility that they find the other $194,000 and the price of this will go to nothing. I'm thinking like $1,000.
No, I really got to get more than that. I was thinking that $1,800 was going to be my lowest.
God, it's just a weird market. This is one of those things you just can't look up in a book. How about $1,500?
It is a really rare thing. I really got to have $1,700.
Rick, go ahead and split it at $1,600.
$1,600 is a little low.
No, it's not. That's what we can pay.
All right,
All right.
you have a deal.
All right. Of all my years of doing this, I've never seen anything like this in the shop.